Mic is up, audio's up, and we've got a scene. Yay! All right.
I'm trying not to cause the scene, I promise.
Let's see. Okay. Picking up from last time. Let's see. You guys ended up heading to where you were told the Bone Shards were hiding out at. I think it was Bone Shards, right? Whatever. Bone Shards gang. This kind of wrapped up the last two sessions, really. Went to check them out because I forget his name now, the Kuthite leader, Ortagon, told you kind of head over there because he has a member of his church that said, yeah, they're planning to do a thing. And you went over there to try to find out if they were in fact doing the thing. Rodolph finally shook off his filth fever.
Hey.
Let's see. You guys were ambushed by like the last three members of the Bone Shards gang. Killed two of them. The third one kind of semi-surrendered. Said basically, she won't work directly for you. Like she's not going to be like a member of a new group or something like that. But definitely owes you a big favor because you let her live. She did tell you that the Bone Shards that she was a part of, or that all that stuff, really doesn't exist anymore because someone came in, kept Geta the Hagnailed, took over the gang, and converted it into the Three-Fingered Hand. She did that through fear and murder. If anyone didn't want to join, she basically threw them in a boiler alive.
How?
Into like a magic arcane boiler, too. So it makes it even worse. Either did that, or she would just flat out kill them and revive them as like zombies and other undead. And then make them part of the game.
Which I still feel is like a bit ableist, that people were like, yeah, no. That's a bad thing, being zombies. As an undead myself.
Well, true. Sahreg let you know that Kepgeta was looking for a key. Apparently the Bone Shards at some point, semi-recently, like in the last few months, had come into possession of a key that Kepgeta thought went to the Grey Dirge Bank. Or to like something inside the bank. And that's the last she knew. You guys kind of searched the rest of the hideout. Rodolph basically stumbled into every hazard. And found a magic wand.
Worth it.
Yes.
The real aside. Way back when, I created a character or an item for a very silly character. The character was called Slippery John, and he had the Slippery John's almighty rod of trap finding. And it was a long, gnarled piece of wood that was magically enchanted, and you would tap the floor, and it would find traps for you.
Nice.
Rodolph just did the living equivalent of that rod.
Rodolph became the rod.
Rodolph was our stick.
Yeah.
He found the traps with his face.
So, in the campaign, you guys are at least on the calendar, which is kind of a pain in the butt to actually get to, but regardless. I'm showing that on the 13th of Calistril, you guys kind of dealt with the Bone Shards hideout. And then kind of went back to the house, or went back to the manor, rested up for at least a day, kind of get everything patched up, do all that stuff. So everybody will be back to full health and full slots. Rest for the night. Oh, that's why I can't. There we go, hold on. Rest. There we go. Oh, I also need to add 2. 2 hero points for everyone. I think for some of you that automatically are you guys are already capped out. So hero points are good for re-rolling your stuff, or like you can. I think you can give them to allies to re-roll their stuff, but you cannot use them to force opponents to re-roll. And if you're making death saves, you can use all of your hero points to automatically stabilize and take no wounds. But it takes all of your hero points. If you've got 1, it takes 1. If you got 3, it takes all 3. Okay. So going back to the house for like a day or two, say a couple of days while you kind of rest up, patch wounds, get everything put back together, all that stuff. Where to? I'd imagine the bank, because that's kind of your next lead.
I was going to say, we haven't gone to the bank, right? So
True, correct. And now you've got a couple of hints that are both kind of leading to, yeah, we need to go to the bank.
And is this like a heist sort of thing where we have to sneak in? Or
The bank's
do we
been
know,
closed for
like,
2 years.
people-
So, in Greydirge, or the Greydirge Bank has been closed for the last 2 years.
That's not a no.
Yeah.
Right, but like knowing the Blood Lord wouldn't get us an in or anything.
No, the bank is the subject of a turf war, so nobody is really allowed in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right now, in Greydirge, there is a dispute between, I think the Builders League and the tax collectors. They're arguing over who owns the bank. Because the builders built it, the tax collectors were the last one to operate it. Tax collectors basically took all our money and left. They moved to basically like the capital.
Very rude.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 people that have been with the Builders League, so I think we're a little biased here.
Common knowledge, like even if you were just kind of like go look and even just like standing outside, some common knowledge you guys would know about the bank. There's thought to be security systems that are still intact. Nobody's quite sure how much or how intact they are inside, but outside there's like basically like patrolling guards that are like almost on like an automated path, and they've been patrolling for the last 2 years. And so long as you don't break that patrol, they don't bother anybody. Inside, not much is known inside. I mean, there's like your basic lobby, there's like a public records area, and past that, not a lot of people are really sure. Kind of common knowledge.
And so right now, no one even goes into it, right?
Correct. It is not staffed. It is not occupied. It is not in use.
And is it in a well-trafficked area that if we went up to it to investigate or whatever, people would notice?
Let's see. We'll pull up the Greydirge map. So the bank itself is here.
Okay.
So it's kind of like on a main road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily like back in a neighborhood or out in the middle of nowhere or anything like that. So like if you go in the middle of broad daylight, yeah, people will probably notice if you went in.
And do any
Or,
of
like, if
our
you just
Builders Guild
in.
people know about alternative methods of entry, like underground or from the air? I don't know. Something?
So let's see. The bank itself is it's kind of nestled between several other properties, also owned by the tax collectors. Each building has it kind of merges with the bank in such a way that it's kind of surrounded by solid stone on three sides. Only like the front or the south side is actually accessible. It's this large windowless edifice of solid stone reinforced by iron bands forged in the shape of like interlocking skeletal hands and jaws. So common knowledge is basically there's the front door, and that's about it.
Right, but do we know anyone who might have built it? Who would know more than that?
Would Rodolph be able to access blueprints for this facility?
I'd say the blueprints are probably kept pretty tightly kept, probably actually by the tax collectors specifically. You could make an architecture. You got architecture lore.
Yeah, and I would expect the tax collectors to have blueprints.
Mhm.
I would also expect some folks to retain copies of what they built. Whether that's specifically true in this case, maybe not, but
It is rumored, just in general about the Builders League, that they have a tendency to include multiple, quote, back doors to structures they build. Whether or not that's true or applicable, that's a common rumor. But let's see, Rodolph and Gren, you guys could, either one of you could make, or either one or both of you guys could make a lore check. If anyone has like a lore grade dirge or something like that. I don't think anyone else does.
I do not.
No, you
Also,
got
apparently
warfare.
The map won't load for me. It's just got game paused for me.
Oh. I'll just bring you right to the Great Dirge map.
Oh, hang on.
Make it even easier. You guys should be able to see.
yeah.
And all of my actions are gone.
That's probably because we went to a new table. Or a new software thingy, what you call it.
Okay.
Uh,
But they should still be under the macro you made, right?
correct. Yeah, they should
okay.
still show up under macros. I think the only thing I'll have to add for yours is your curse, but I'm also just kind of like manually keeping track of that anyway. Oh, yeah, rolled off. And Gren. Wow, Gren outrolled rolled off. Okay. Trixie snoring. So, I would say that Gren and rolled off both of you guys. Be it one of those, maybe like you guys didn't work on this project, or you don't necessarily have access to the specific records you need. Because this was a project, like a commissioned project between guilds, like records are kept much tighter.
Can I try a gather information? To
Uh,
see if I can weasel it out of people, or is that
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be
not
too
for
high
this
for
kind
you.
of info?
Yeah, for like this kind of info, it's one of those like either the DC is gonna be ridiculously high and out of your reach,
Okay.
or
Okay.
just yeah. But Gren and rolled off. While you don't have access to necessarily the specific prints for this building, you would also know it's like yeah that the rumor is they put in back doors, but that's also kind of not entirely accurate. Like they will on some projects, but other times their back doors are more in like the legal contract side.
Mhm.
on a project of this size, you've got a hunch it was probably more the either hid stuff inside the bank, or if there is a back door, it's like a legal back door.
Okay. So the adjoining buildings, do we have any kind of information on what those are and if those would be easier to work through?
That's what I was like, kind of looking at it. I would say that you guys would know, with your Builders League knowledge, that this building was built for security between the bands and the adjoining. Like, you could get into the neighboring buildings and get up to the wall, but those bands that wrap through like the front and the security bands and everything basically go all the way around, and breaking those is, it's a Herculean feat to break through those. Everything you would know about this, and even coming up to kind of check it out, everything you're seeing on it, it's like your best bet is, honest, as much as it sucks, honestly, just to kind of go into the front door.
Makes sense.
It is a bank
no
after all.
issue with this plan.
Yeah, it is a bank after all. Yeah.
Do we have any history on the staff that worked here? Like, are all the staff no longer in town?
They've, like, there might be a couple of people here and there, but it's also been 2 years. They've all kind of moved on. Any information they give you would be at least 2 years out of date.
Yeah, but anything on the building itself might be irrelevant. Yeah, probably.
Do I remember right that the guy we inherited the house from, or that owned the house, our headquarters before us, had something in the bank?
You guys found a key in the basement.
I don't think it was Colic.
No, the key was not Colic specifically, but you did find a key. You're pretty sure goes to the bank.
Yeah.
So, in theory, we'd have a reason to go in.
Mm-hmm.
We
would have
bold face it out.
We'd have a reason. It wouldn't be considered good enough.
Nah.
It just depends on how intelligent security systems are. Given that, like, the front guards... Here, I can show you these guards. Guards is a
Generous?
a generous description. Basically what it is, it's a phalanx of finger bones. A phalanx of phalanges that kind of make like predetermined paths back and forth. So it's like a swarm of finger bones.
Ew.
So like the one here in the center, comes out. I'll make it run this a few times.
Oh, it's like our buddy.
Doot, doot, doot. And that's all that one in the center does. This guy over to the right basically follows the wall between the pillars and the wall. Doot, 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 and back. And it just does that basically on repeat, 24 hours a day.
And that's in front of the build.
Mm-hmm. And so long as you don't interrupt their path, they don't do anything. Or they don't interact with you.
Is it a Frogger kind of situation where you can cross the line of their path, but you can't actually interrupt them. Like if they bump into you, that's when it's
Correct.
the jig is up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a much better image there. So it's not actually the pillar, it's all the little bones at the bottom.
Okay.
So the pillar there is what you see on the pillars, or what the pillars you see on the map. And then there's just like this little swarm of finger bones that kind of that kind of roll over everything on their way over and around. Which is why that one can kind of like go through the pillars.
So presumably if we interrupt any of them, that will also set something.
Presumably. But then it's the question of, I mean, realistically, you kind of have two ways in. Sneak in and kind of like you said, kind of like a Frogger, time your way to get past the guys. Or brute force.
By observing them, and I also have the cantrip Read Aura, which is basically like miniaturized detect magic. Can I determine how far these things may pursue something if they do decide it's time to kill? Or would there need to be like an actual live action demonstration in order to determine that?
Sorry, I just rolled that to see what the text was.
Oh. Let me see here. I would say you would be able to kind of like, if you guys were to kind of sit and watch long enough, like you might see like a passerby that kind of triggers the phalanxes, and it'll follow the phalanx, or it'll follow whoever it is, like 5 or 10 feet off the path, and then that's it. It'll return back to where it was going.
Okay.
Yeah, read aura and detect magic are a really weird, like the way they work, because detect magic is actually just a flat out radius due to detect magic in the area, and read aura is like you look at a specific spot or thing, and is this, or what kind of magic does this have?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, clearly
detection
there's
and
magic
application,
there
I guess.
because all these things are
Oh, yeah.
animated.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Because I have the thought, because I have smoke, I'm thinking of summoning the dog and having the dog play decoy. And if smoke gets got and gets turned back into a statuette, that's fine. I can mage hand that back once we're on the other side of this thing's path.
If he wanted to do that, could I help by doing create a diversion trick? Like to add sounds or something, like to make it a little more obvious, to try to draw away more?
Let me see something here.
Because my thought is, we start approaching, I have smoke attack the thing in front of us and start to run.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing too, was, create a diversion left, run right, or whatever.
I would say if you're going to use smoke, yeah, let you guys do that. Tabitha, give me a create distraction or create diversion. Sorry.
Ugh.
9. Better. And it sounds like you guys just kind of want to try to, between that and the, if Rodolph is used in smoke, and imagine you guys are trying to do everything you can. Give me. What would it be? One person give me a perception check to kind of gauge your timing. Or like I'd imagine like you guys are all kind of like, okay, well, when we're ready, we'll go. Or on my command, we'll go, and everybody kind of bolts. So 15. Okay. Everyone give me. Ooh, I can do it like this. Let me see. I should be able to do this if I do it right. Request a roll. There we go. Should be athletics check. We want a 14 or higher.
Oh Jesus!
Nailed it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Crit success, regular fail, regular fail. Okay.
Hero points are a thing.
Yes. Oh, did it let you re-roll it right from there?
Oh, yeah, let me
I didn't use one, so I don't know if you can do that from
Okay.
the table here.
I don't think from that, but if you did reuse it or if you did hero point, just check one off. I think you have to right click. Yeah, if you want to use a hero point, you can.
Yeah, then I'll use a hero point. So you just take it off your sheet.
Yes.
Why won't it go away?
Oh, you have to right click to
There
remove
we
it.
go. Okay. And then I just click on this again, or just roll off.
You could just re-roll it, or you can try to click it if it'll let you click on it. I don't know if it will.
I saw
my
Gwen saying change
athletics
from an
aren't
X to a
good,
check, so
you know. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I could change that.
it's a tiny bit better.
Tiny bit better. Still a fail.
Still a fail,
But there's 2 crit successes and a regular success, so that'll be enough to kind of get you guys through. Maybe that's one of those like Tabitha. You'll be like the last one through. It's like oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
yeah, my bones are creaking. They're
Yeah.
making clacky sound.
Rodolph just makes a little mage hand tug to make the last little bit across.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, I could do this, huh?
And I presume that Smoke gets got because he's just a guard dog.
Yeah, I mean,
and actually,
yeah.
a minion too. So,
Mm-hmm.
so Rodolph will mage hand the statuette back to his possession once the creepy crawly starts on its path again.
Oh, what are these things? This is low 60. There we go. To get you guys past that. Oh, I never did give you the description of the front entrance. 6 blocks columns stand outside the front doors of an edifice of solid granite, lined with iron beams in the shape of interlocking jaws of fingers. On each of the columns is a 3-foot diameter skull carved in the same black granite as the columns. Each skull has a wide mouth and in a different but equally exaggerated grimace. The entrance is an iron double door set into the archway of gaping skulls. But the door's not locked. It was closed, but not locked.
Is this contrary from what we've been given to understand about this facility?
What for? Like the security?
Yeah, like should the doors be locked here?
You would think they would be locked,
Okay.
but they weren't. They were closed. The white and black marble floor of this expansive lobby was kind of designed to proudly display the national symbol of Geb right there on the floor. It's the silver glyph of the Wizard King. There's these low stone benches kind of lining a pair of alcoves on the east and west of you. To the north, there's iron doors flanking the lobby, left and right. Let's see. You should be able to see the door icons on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just make them up. The northern wall is actually a teller's desk with a pair of thick panes of clouded glass set just back a little bit. There's a single stone statue as you guys come in, resembling a woman wearing like tattered cloak. She stands awkwardly, kind of a few feet from the door leading outside. One of its hands is reaching out while the other's holding onto the sack.
Yeah.
Statue.
I want to read aura on that just to confirm what I am fairly certain is an enchantment.
Read aura. You know if it is magical. If it is, you okay. You can tell there is definitely a magic aura around this statue. It would be, I think, transmutation.
Okay. Rodolph is going to begin sweeping the room that he can see with Read Aura, trying to find anything that matches up with that. And while he's doing so, he is going to whisper to the others, "Something in here turned that person to stone. There is someone or something here."
I don't suppose it was just a one-off.
With any luck, it will be.
Yeah. Don't want to be mean, but your luck is not exactly the best.
That is why it won't be. I do not believe in luck.
Can't argue that.
Draws chains.
We sweep the room.
Rolled off. Give me give me a perception check.
Okay.
There, we got it in chat.
Oh, thank God.
So this is gonna be one of those, like, as you're kind of looking around, it's like, okay. And read aura is very much like it's such a focused thing compared to detect magic, where detect magic is, like I said before, you can kind of, it's almost like a sonar, boom, and you can tell if there's magic around you, and with some practice you can kind of narrow it down to, like, you can filter out people and stuff that you know is magic. Read aura is kind of much more focused. Like, you almost have to pick up a thing, or like you have to focus on one thing to tell if it's magic. So it takes you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to find over in one of these in one of these side alcoves here, Mostly it's empty containers, but you'll kind of like you'll find this satchel that has like a pocket kind of stitched into it, so like it's like a hidden pocket inside. And it's got a scroll in it.
Dang it. Why can't I?
Hmm.
I guess I don't have control over hamster.
Oh yeah, I had to tweak that because I was looking. I was like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to. Oh well, I got it. But you have a choice. Like if you want to like take a few minutes to try to figure out what this thing is, or you can just take the scroll and throw it in your bag.
Yeah, I'll look over the scroll first.
Sure.
We'll go with the
These have different DCs as well.
Oh, I see.
That's partly why it was in. Like depending on which skill you pick, it's a different DC. But this is a scroll of magic aura. So you can activate it with cast a spell, just as if it was like a normal, like if you had the spell. It is an arcane spell. It's also an occult spell. What it does? Let me see. Magic aura. There it is. You alter the appearance of an item's magic aura. So kind of like with your detect magic or read aura, you can use this scroll of this spell and change how that magic would appear. It's like you could make transmutation look like conjuration or illusion.
Huh. Interesting.
Kind of a niche spell, but it's also uncommon. Like you would not normally have access to this.
Yeah, once Rodolph realizes what he has, he is promptly going to feed this scroll to his hamster.
Okay.
I love that.
Is that how you add spells to your spell book?
It is. It takes a little bit. I gotta remember how. I know there's. Let's see. Learn a spell. Oh, there it is. So on your exploration, you have a thing called learn a spell, or you should. If you don't have your skills shown up in there, we just got to reset it in the mod, which you might have to do. Basically, you have to make an Arcana check. Gain access to a new spell of your tradition. Spend 1 hour per spell level, during which you remain in do whatever you need to do. Yeah. So yeah, like it'll take an hour to add that to hamster.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is it takes an hour for the hamster to digest the magic so you can access it.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds about right.
Works for me.
Mm-hmm. But it is on it should be on your character sheet.
Oh God.
Not the spell, but the scroll.
Yes.
Even trying to learn a spell normally as a witch, you actually make the scroll to feed your pet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't study. You actually have to just plug it in.
Oh.
Somehow that seems more thematic to teach a witch by her just like writing her own spells.
Just install it on your familiar.
Yeah. If it works, if you update it right, you write it right, everything good.
But you're not in combat.
You realize you failed to roll a learn a spell roll after your pet pukes up the scroll.
It just comes out like an owl pellet. Bleh.
Meh.
I'm gonna say no. You just typo something. Instead of wall of fire, it becomes wall of tires.
So you take a few minutes, kind of do that. Why is your waypoint not going away? Oh, probably because you had. All right. I know. I know how to fix this. There we go. You also just met the DC on that.
Sick.
I think nature and religion was up 20.
Wow.
Okay. So, do you guys have options?
Good options.
Mhm.
Oh, sweet.
Roldolph was kind of looking around a little bit, and I imagine that probably took a fair bit. We'll say it took 30 minutes. Oh, also, what time of day were you guys planning to come in here? I totally forgot to ask that.
I thought it was at night, and because I was looking at the clock, and I saw 11:50, and I thought that was 11:50 at night, and
We'll
should
just
not have assumed.
jump it forward and do the other way. There we go.
Yeah, I had
11:52
kind of
looks like
presumed
fine.
it was night also.
Yeah, because the world clock does a 24-hour, so it gets a little wonky.
Ah, that makes sense.
So we'll say it's
Big time.
we'll say you're at like 9:30, 9:40, whatever. We'll make it an even 10 o'clock. Make it simple. 10 p.m. The sun's gone down. People are starting to wind down. Like there were probably still a couple of people outside, but not a ton.
Yeah, so as I pull the scroll out of the chest and start feeding it to the hamster, I look at everybody else, just no change in my expression. Whatever did this to that person is not in here.
Can I look through the stuff on this side?
Same thing. Like Tabitha, you kind of looking through. You're not finding much of anything.
Okay.
Really, it seems like that was probably the biggest point that was in there. Why is the ruler not going away now?
I'm gonna go over here and listen to the door.
Give me a second here.
Oh.
I have to. Maybe if I do this, I'm trying to get like, was the ruler mark still showing up for everyone else? Because they were lingering for me and they weren't going away like they're supposed to.
Yeah, I was seeing it from Gren and Tabitha. I didn't see it from my token.
Okay.
Ah, it went away from my token, but I was seeing it for others.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So here's what I can do. I figured out how to make the grid show up a little bit better.
Cool.
There we go. And of course, it doesn't show up for anyone else. Now does it? I thought I figured it out. I was wrong.
We're all learning. I'll see. So you guys kind of looking around and everything else. Rodolph, you will be able to like. So you're pretty sure there's some type of magical keyword essentially to make that smoked glass go clear at the teller's window. And let's see. Yeah,
The clouded glass is enchanted. You're pretty sure there's some type of command word. What it is, you're not sure.
Yeah.
Gren, you said you're over checking out that side door or that western door.
Yes.
And kind of putting your ear up to it. Give me a perception check.
All right. Oop, where'd I go? There.
You got to kind of listen to it, and there's no sound coming from the other side. It's just extremely quiet.
Nothing happens while Pet's eating the thing. I'd check the other one too.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing. Not hearing anything.
And the things on the north side are like the stained glass or whatever.
These?
They're just windows.
They're bank teller windows. Right now, they're kind of smoked over.
Ah,
So it's one of those you have to kind of think of at a bank, you can kind of look a little bit, kind of peek around the curtain kind of thing when they're pulled down, but otherwise, yeah, there's think of kind of like the equivalent of a magical curtain pulled down or closed sign.
Does our key do anything?
From what we know about it, the key goes to a sort of deposit box.
Ah, okay. But there's nothing written on it or...
I don't think we discern anything like that.
Okay.
There's no convenient. In case of needing assistance, please magically send the words "do do do" to this address.
The most you guys had when you found it, let me see. It's on Rodolph's sheet, I think.
Yeah.
Ornate key, there it is. You found it in a scrap of leathery skin with some phrasing tattooed in it in some faded ink.
Suddenly, I feel like deciphering that would have been probably a good idea.
I think we tried and it was just too faded.
Yeah.
Well, all the phrase was death and secrets. It was legible. But that's all it said.
Then I will try saying death and secrets.
Nothing happens.
Okay, well, it was worth a shot.
I have an idea to run past you, Travis. I would like to hold the hamster to the window, and I want to make use of the property in Phase Familiar, where the familiar's form turns from a solid to an ephemeral version of itself. And I'd like to push the hamster through the window so that it can see on the other side of it. The only thing is, this is typically a reaction to when a familiar would take damage. So I don't know if I could activate this outside of that trigger.
I imagine it's one of those
Just slap it
it's a
against the
little
window.
weird, but yeah, sure. I'll let you do it.
Okay, sweet. In that case, that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Picks up the familiar and throws it at the window.
Yeah, he hasn't. It's been weird watching him with this hamster because he doesn't really treat it like a pet. There are times where he acts to protect it, but it's like he's safeguarding a valuable tool.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it's basically an animated spellbook.
Yeah.
Mechanically speaking. Yeah.
It's not exactly out of character to watch him just wind up and huck this hamster at a window, but it's also just a little bit of a strange visual, especially when the hamster just sails right through the window.
Yep. Yeah, so the hamster will kind of bloop, bloop, and pop in and out, pop in, pop back out, and it'll be on the other side of the window. You guys you won't be able to see it through that, huh? All right, I'll do this.
I see that little
The
the little
squiggly.
thing where I can, yeah, the squiggly thing.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I'll set you to owner. I'll set you back.
After-
to owner. There you go.
Yeah, after that happens, Rodolph is just going to like lean up against the window, like cup his hands over his mouth and against the window. Look for anything that resembles keys, a switch, anything important. And the hamster will proceed to search.
Where is search? Seek. Oh, okay. I see how it is. So the hamster's seek check is master intelligence plus master. I see how it is. If you select the hamster, and you should have access to basic action macros, which I thought it was. Oh, but your macros are gone, aren't they?
I think so. Wait, let me see here.
They
Might
should
pull up.
show
Oh,
up
no.
in. Yeah, they're still in base. They're still in the directory,
Yeah.
so you can
Got
drag
it.
them back out of there.
Okay.
I'll have to go through and like put you guys' macros back out. But then you can hit your basic action macros, and I think it's seek.
Yeah, I
seek.
see that.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll seek for hamster. Okay. So hamster's going to kind of look around a little bit, and back behind here, you'll find a couple of doors, door east and west. There is a lever next to the east door, and there's also a button over by one of these windows, kind of like we'll say it's like over here in the middle somewhere. It doesn't show up on the map, but it's there.
Mhm.
Which one do you want him to hit? There's a button in the middle and a lever on the wall.
First things first, the hamster will scurry up to the counter and do its wiggliest to hit the button.
Okay. Magic kind of gets up there and goes, like, I'm picturing almost Alvin and the Chipmunks, like it kind of hops into the air and like lands on the button.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of hit this button. Nothing happens. Or at least nothing you guys notice happens.
Fuck.
I certainly
Okay.
hope that wasn't the alarm button.
No, that was definitely the button to turn off the fog screen effect, and it's just not working anymore because power's up.
Okay.
In that case, the hamster is going to go over to the lever and just kind of fling itself off the counter to catch a lever and pull down.
One sec.
God, I fucked up. All right, here we go.
And this is how we turn stone.
Yeah, I just summoned. I summoned security.
Summon the Gorgon, and that's that. Jesus.
Oh fuck.
An actual basilisk.
Oh god. Dumb ways to die.
We have one hell of a security. You just have a cage. You press a button, your door locks, the cage opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I even knew there's a command word associated with the windows, and I forgot it. Fuck. Oh, damn it.
Roger's just gonna look at the glass and just say,
Melon.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I wasn't expecting that to work. I
What
get
does
ready
Mr.
to
Boat say in opposition to that?
All right, there we go. Hamster's gonna go
Wait,
over.
where the fuck are we?
You said the hamster's going over the lever, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, hamster kind of go over and the hamster's gonna kind of have to almost hop on this thing a little bit.
Pull the lever, hamster.
That's just athletics. Ooh, I can do that.
That's off the security alarm again.
17. So hamster will kind of hop on it a little bit, and lever will drop down, and you'll hear something almost like a shriek, almost like something sliding into place. It sounds like it's inside the wall, kind of over to this east side.
Rodolph will go over to where he heard the noise and investigate, see if he can discern what that was.
Give me what's that running on? That's running on Dex. Is there? Oh, there's not like an insight, is there? Architecture lore? Yeah, give me an architecture lore.
Okay.
$17. Okay. So it's one of those like you're kind of like listening to it and doing like the tap check for like studs kind of thing. It's like, knock 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 knock.
Mhm.
Moving back and forth. You're pretty sure that lever either engaged a trap or disengaged a trap. It definitely like locked something into place. Something inside the wall.
Okay. I'm just gonna read aura on that spot, see if I can discern anything magical there.
Not picking anything up.
Okay. So if anything is set, it's purely mechanical.
Does anyone else have disabled device?
I have pretty decent thievery.
Yeah, because I think it might.
I don't know.
It's
Rodolph actually has the best disabled device in the party.
okay. So I was gonna say, like, we could try that. I'm just bookmarking it. Yes, I'm saying, so that if by chance we turn the thing on, maybe we have a chance to turn it off.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine.
I'm not sure about that.
It's legitimately fine.
When I heard the noise coming from within the wall, did I hear any kind of locking or unlocking noise from the door itself?
It's more one of those like you're kind of checking for it. It's like, okay, there's clearly something here. Because, like I say, you're kind of like checking for solid spots or like where does the construction feel different? And it's one of those like you kind of felt something like right up in this area.
Okay.
And it felt more solid.
Okay.
So you're pretty sure like it's like an in-wall trap kind of thing. Probably like a doorway trap, but it was far enough away. It's probably not the door to your south.
Okay. In that case, Rodolph is still going to back away from the door and get out of like directly in front of it before he uses his mage hand to try and open the door.
Door's gonna open. And even through the doorway, you can kind of make out there's some kind of bare, or mostly bare bookshelves on the far wall. There's a long table in the middle, and there's some skulls that you can see, kind of flickering with like a blue light coming from their eyes. The skulls are kind of bolted down to the table. But otherwise, nothing happens.
So
Can I just fire one of my sling bullets through the door just to see if it triggers anything?
You wouldn't even have to. Nope. Everything's clear. This door is safe to go through.
Woot.
You telling us it's safe to go through makes me sus of it being safe.
Rodolph is going to go over to this table, and are those books on the table there, or is it just like part of the map?
Oh, they're there.
Okay. He'll take a gander at these books, see if there's anything of note here.
Oh yeah, hamster's still over there.
And are these bookshelves? What are the things around?
So, kind of looking around. Like I said, there's a long table in the middle, dozen, or probably a good dozen cushioned chairs stretched around the room. 5 blue flames flickering in their eyes. 5 skulls. There's 2 iron doors on the west wall, the one you came in, another one, and a door to the north. The northernmost door on the west wall, and the door on the other 2 doors. They have this wording weird. Each have a small plaque on the wall directly to the right of the door. But looking around at these books, this looks like a public records room.
Okay.
There's a few
just
shelves that have some dusty tomes and scrolls and other records, mostly pertaining to like the people and history, establishments around Grey Dirge, stuff like that. Looks like most of the important records were moved off-site when the bank shut down. And obviously anything confidential wouldn't be kept here in the first place, so.
Yeah.
But what you guys can do while you're in this room, if you take 10 minutes of like sorting through books, you can use this to get a +1 item bonus on Grey Dirge knowledge.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Only as long as you're in this room. If you want to spend an hour, you could kind of sort through the records and kind of bundle it all down to the most important ones and be able to take it with you.
Well, I am concerned that people are already on their way, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe after we see what there is to see here.
Sure.
I'm gonna look at the plaques next to the door.
Mm-hmm. So that northern door, the plaque reads "Restricted Archive," and the west door says "Employees Only."
And we have no idea what the key is to, other than we think it's like a safety deposit box, kind of.
Pretty much. Yeah, even Berline's like, I mean, she didn't recognize it specifically, but probably a safety deposit box, yeah.
I'll turn to the others and say, well, do we want to go through the more obvious places, or do we want to head straight to the juicy stuff? And point to the restricted archive sign.
Hamster is behind the employee only door.
Right.
Yeah, so Rodolph is already just kind of looking over the door now that he has physical eyes on it. to see if he can discern any sign of a trap that is currently in place, or if he can discern if the trap is disabled.
Give me perception.
Okay. I am going to. Where'd you go? Where's my spell? There you are. I'm gonna cast Discern Secrets to give myself a little bump on this.
Okay.
Perception.
I think that's seek.
Yeah.
There you
Oh, it just popped up the box. Where'd you go?
go. Probably behind your character sheet or something. When you go to, if you hold shift and go to roll perception, it should give you a pop up like little check boxes on it. I think it's shift.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Hell yeah.
25. Nice. Oh, and lasts as long as you sustain the spell. So if you guys get into combat, as long as you spend an action to sustain it. So, Rodolph, you're going to kind of like, okay, take a look at this door. Like, this employee door looks to be essentially like a pocket door. Like, it's supposed to kind of slide towards that plaque. And it'll be one of those, like, you'll start to slide it and it's like, just get it like an inch. It's like, and you'll notice, like, there's almost like the tip of like a sickle blade on the opposite side of the pocket. So like if you were to open the door and like get ready to walk through it, like there'd be like a sickle blade would come down across from you.
Joey.
Okay. And can I discern if that is actually engaged right now or is it disengaged?
You're pretty sure it's disengaged, or that it's at least like locked, disabled.
Okay. In that case, Rodolph will open the door.
And you kind of open the door, and that blade will almost bounce a little bit. It won't come through. It will like come through like a couple inches and then retract back into the wall. That trap is disabled. And yeah, it's a simple mechanical trap.
Okay. When that weapon bounce happens, you see Rodolph flinch a little bit and then straighten himself up and walk on through like nothing happened. And he collects a hamster.
Mm-hmm. In the back, like back behind that the teller box, there's a door on the opposite side.
Does it have any like label on it or no?
Nope.
Okay. They'll just say over his shoulder, there's another door on the other side of this teller area.
Does that one also have a sharp object guarding it?
No lever. No lever in sight.
You're unsure about any door. Let me go first. You are so frail.
That is why I have my tools.
That is not a very nice thing, go Granny.
But it is a true thing.
You are not a tool. You are many things, you are not a tool. For us,
So you
anyway.
got
For your beliefs, that's it.
I
You
have
have-
purpose.
you have the western door now, the teller's door, and the restricted access door.
And there's a door on the other side of the teller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it basically, it just turned the teller into a hallway. So you still have the teller's door or the restricted records door?
Rodolph is gonna head inside real quick to look over the button there with his own eyes. Is there any indication of what that does?
It does seem to be magical, or at least tied to magic. Some type of conjuration. You'd be able to pick that up with your read aura.
Okay. Rodolph is going to sit and stare at that for a minute. And then he's going to come back out and look at the rest of the party. Something was summoned within these walls when the button was pressed. I do not know what, and I do not know where. But something is certainly here.
Wait, what? How do you know?
There's a button at the teller's desk.
Who
When you
pressed
hit
that?
that button, and his eyes are just going to kind of flick to the hamster and then back to Roger. When you hit that button, something is summoned.
It's like I need to. I need to roll something on Roger's behalf.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay, we won't press the button then. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
If I only had a brain.
I have several brains, just none of them are mine, and
Not actually plugged
None
in.
of them are stored in my skull.
oh yeah, because like there's lights in my skull. Those little blue flames that are my eyes would just be an inconvenience for the brain. Just slowly.
Yeah, plus you'd have to kind of like, you know, either cut out a chunk and stuff to bring it in, or like just gotta squish it through the eye socket.
Exactly, and that means it's just not gonna be whole. It's just an inconvenience. So I keep them in jars.
Yeah, if you bend down, like some of the brain just kind of like right out the eyeballs. It's all over the
Extinguishes one of my
floor.
eyes. I can't see. I can't see. Get it out. Get it out.
Plus, you know, brain's mostly fat, so you're gonna slip on that later.
So we still have a choice: north or west.
Is the door that's on the other side of the teller's area, does that have a plaque next to it? The one over here?
Nope.
No.
No plaque.
Can I see if I hear anything through that door?
Make perception. Tabitha's can kind of lean up to the door, like careful not to like push it open or anything like that, or to open it by mistake. The door itself's not locked, but you can kind of hear. Let me see. It almost sounds like, breathing. It's really quiet. You're just barely going to hear it, and it's just a slow breathing. Like you almost don't even hear it over everyone behind you, but it's just a tiny bit raspy.
Okay, so I will go back here and say to the others, I think there's something on the other side of that door. I mean, it could be just wind, but it sounds like someone breathing.
Do you think it's someone we need to stop breathing?
Well, if it's the thing that was summoned by that button, perhaps.
Do things that get summoned breathe?
Depends on the summoning.
Maybe not.
Nothing should be here. If we need to search the place, something that should not be here could be in the way.
I mean, by the sound of it, we just don't press the button. It won't make the noise to wake up and summon the thing, so we just leave it alone, yeah?
We should check the restricted archives first. There is nothing in there that we can discern, correct?
Fight.
He's
I don't
asking
know
that of the
anyone
party.
purposely checked that door. I read the plaque, but I didn't listen there.
Rodolph is just going to motion to Tabitha, like, after you.
Well, then I'm gonna listen first. Oh, sounds fine. Nothing there.
So again, you kind of you don't hear anything in that room whatsoever. There's almost like I would say musty smell, but you're also in like a room that hasn't been used in a couple of years either. So maybe you don't even necessarily notice that. But door's not locked.
Okay. I still don't trust it though, so I'm gonna open it just a. Does it open in or out?
It's a pocket door.
Oh.
Slides across.
Okay.
Most of the doors in here are pocket doors. They kind of slide across.
I'm gonna stand over there and just open it like a crack. And presumably nothing happens, yeah? Says Travis as he pulls up all the pumpkins.
Select all.
And to map.
And
Set
there's
as
pit fiend number
hostile.
3, number 4.
Give me a second here.
Ah, he's looking for pit fiend 6 through 12.
Oh, fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Gotta go digging for that one.
Oh, thank God. So, Tabitha, because you were like stepping out of the way before you like pulled this door open, I imagine, I don't know, maybe like you tied a little piece of string to the thing so you could like yank it or something like that.
Yeah, or I used something to push it or
Something, yeah. You gotta open this door, and like the skeletal arm kind of comes out of the opposite pocket, holding a sickle, and just swings down and across the ceiling.
Shit!
And it is this. You don't want to get like this is this a nasty looking thing, like just a little bit that you get to see it, just.
Yeah. She jumps back.
And it'll do that, and then it'll just slowly pull back into the pocket.
That's obscene. Plus 16. Jesus Christ.
You don't want to see the damage on this thing.
No, I do not.
I'm
Like,
willing to experiment
take a-
with that damage.
I'm gonna take a step back and just throw a chair through the doorway. See if I can
So
make
Jen's gonna
sure
kind of
that-
step back and grab one of these chairs and like toss it through real quick, and nothing happens.
Rodolph looks over towards the western door. Just he's kind of let me double check what cantrips I have here. He's lining up a phase bolt on that door for anything that comes through because I don't imagine that was quiet.
Oh, the sickle? Like it wasn't whisper quiet.
Or the chair.
Oh yeah, no, that probably goes through and like clatters inside the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rodolph is just sitting there waiting for a minute to see if anything comes through that door.
Nope.
I'm
Okay.
just step through and hope I don't get Indiana Jones. Was it Last Crusade traps?
So Grant, you'll kind of like, okay, and almost like, I imagine almost like a step hop kind of through the door, expecting it to swing down at you, and as you do, like you'll see that arm and that sickle kind of nestle back inside of there, but it won't come back out. This is a simple mechanical trap. It has a reset timer. Basically, once it's triggered, there's a set amount of time before it resets, if it's not disabled.
Okay. Once Rodolph sees that nothing is coming right now and that Gren didn't get decapitated, he's going to step through and first look for another lever to see if there's one that would disable this.
Yeah, as you step through, there's a lever just to your right.
Oh.
Yeah, Rodolph will flip that.
Right here.
Ah. Hey. Well,
I see
it's
that poking
actually
out
on the
now. Okay.
map.
Yeah, so Rodolph, you kind of flip that lever down, and you guys will hear just like a shh, like something sliding and locking into place. And if you were to look inside that pocket, you would essentially see like a restraining band on that arm, keeping the sickle from releasing.
Okay. So Rodolph is going to look at the rest of the party, and if we do not see a lever on a door, I'll open it first.
I'm good with that.
I'm concerned. Suddenly I felt like I couldn't move for a second, and then I could.
Oh, it's because I hit the combat tracker. I'm keeping track of like the traps on the tracker because I figured out like if I end the fight after the thing's listed as dead, I can automatically give you guys the XP for it without having to like hunt through like, okay, well, which one is this? How much XP do you get? No, the table does it all. I just have to do a certain way. So getting in here now. Restricted archive. It's got these crowded bookshelves standing on the west, north, and east walls of this room. There's a pair of cushioned chairs kind of sitting towards the middle. You guys just came through the south wall with the single iron door. And next to the door is a lever topped with a little tiny skull that Rodolph just flipped.
Why did we break into what looks like an old library?
These
You
are the
never know.
restricted archives.
Just at a quick glance, or like looking around, I mean, the books here all have titles that they're things like "Delusions of the Boiled Rat" or "In Service of the," oh boy, "In Service to the Flagellated Fang." Yeah, flagellated fang. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like something Kuthanite.
That just sounds like something kinky.
Flagellating
things like that.
thing.
A romance novel, and I don't want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Grin's gonna check it out.
I mean, most of the books are filled with gibberish or meaningless diagrams, but if you want to give me either occultism or society, kind of to decipher writing.
Oh, hey, I have occultism. Cool. Society's a 0. Oof.
13. So, Grant, it's one of those, like, you're going to kind of pick up some of these books, and you can't make heads or tails of this stuff. I mean, it's, as far as you're concerned, it might as well be gibberish. Yeah, like I said. Or at the very least, like, it'd be like if I gave doctorate level physics books to third graders.
Bryn is not that smart in the first place. He has other assets.
Can I try using my lore skill, the deity of gluttony, to see if there's anything for them?
Sure, yeah.
F.
Not with a 6. That is so you're gonna kind of like flip through a couple of these books.
Fail, like,
Yeah, you're gonna flip through a couple of these books, and let me see. Oh boy. Tabitha's gonna settle on one of these books, and it's a little convoluted, almost like it's written in code. You're pretty sure one of these books, it's like a super fancy cookbook.
ooh.
But written in like the most ridiculous code.
I imagine a cork board in my future with lots of yarn and push pins, trying to figure this thing out.
Is there by chance anything that looks like a medical tome in here to Roger, since it's the only thing he really has?
There's all kinds of different books on here. A lot of it kind of suggests like either esoteric or fairly grim subject matter. But
It's
same
amazing
thing.
how often those things overlap. Yeah.
True. Yeah, I mean the same thing, Roger. You pick up, you kind of flip through some of these books, either occultism or society.
So I can't do medicine.
Yeah, I'd let you do a medicine, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them. Same, not quite as bad as Grim. Like it doesn't go quite as far over your head, but yeah, like a lot of the stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, clearly the clavicle does not connect to the metatarsal. Wait, you don't even understand why the book is trying to say that. No.
These books they're wrong. Like, this is stupidity. I've explored the body of various species. I can tell you that the knee bone does not in fact connect to the shoulder bone normally. And trust me, I've tried putting those two together. It doesn't work. This book's wrong. There's something weird here.
Rodolph is going to scan the archive with Read Aura to see if there's any kind of obscuration going on. Or maybe obfuscation is the correct word here.
Obfuscation?
Yeah.
Nope. Nothing necessarily magical in here.
Okay. If he looks through the shelves, can he find anything about the bank's layout or like inventory or anything like that?
Give me perception.
Okay. Let's.
Oh,
wait.
sorry, not Tabitha. I just meant there. First search check. Let's put it in chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop discern secrets again to give myself a little bit of a bump here.
Okay.
Just pop that in there for the record.
There you go.
Here we go. And what?
You're not finding anything.
Okay.
Not with a 9.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'd like to pop a hero point on that. Re-roll that.
Sure. We'll let you. Here, I'll do this. If it won't let you. There you go. It should let you right click and reroll.
Yep. Here we go. It's the same roll, isn't it?
It's worse.
Ah, great. Fantastic.
There you go. you rolled a 2 and then a 1.
Yeah, Roloff just holding a book upside down. There's something we're missing here.
Definitely something wrong with that. Can Roger just
He and
rotate
Tabitha
it?
are exchanging books, going, I know
Yes.
there's something in here.
Yeah, exactly. Strangely, actually, between the two of you, both roll in crit failures. Let me do this. Where is it at? There it is. Party loot. You will kind of like stumble backwards into like a legit cookbook collection.
Okay,
It's on the party loot. It's a collection of cookbooks from like different places. They have like actual recipes from different nations nearby. You could probably sell this collection like 3 or 4 books for like a good 10 gold.
Why would we do that? We can make meals for guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You can
I'll-
make guests for meals. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what you said.
Yes, to serve man. Yes.
Yes.
We can mark this up on the black market. This is from the restricted archives of the Bank of Great Urge. Can't get this anywhere else.
You also have a couple of allies, or at least one complete ally, one maybe ally, who both have a penchant for quick food, or food for quicks.
I'm just more interested in the food now. I'm curious what's in the cookbook.
So after Rodolph finishes looking scornfully at Roger after flipping the book right side up, and he flips it back upside down because he's right, damn it.
I'm the brainy one in the party.
Just stand there and look imposing.
Okay.
Argue with your other head.
Mr. Bones, what do you think? Do you reckon it's upside down?
I'm facing the other way, asshole.
Saying that's upside down, isn't it? Just rotates the other
I'm
stuff.
I'm staring at a corner, the bookshelf in the wall on your left, keys on your right. I can't see what the fuck is facing.
Just backhands with yours, just so the head spins on the thing until it's facing.
Swivel, buddy, swivel. There we go.
As Roger's swiveling, Rodolph surreptitiously flips it back right side up.
That's how a book goes. What the fuck?
Roger, give me a perception
I
check.
told you.
And I'll mentally add a +1 to it. 24. Oh, I don't need to add a +1 to it. So as Roger's kind of like swiveling around like Mr. Bones' head and stuff like that, one of the two heads is gonna notice something. There's like almost like a pattern in the dust near the shelves in the northwest corner. Looks like they can swing out into the room. The actual bookshelves. You're pretty sure it's a hidden bookshelf, like up here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's fucking sick.
Now, can I? He'll like try and get his fingers in between the bookshelves and just like. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, and it'll be one of those like you kind of get your little finger bones in there and be able to pull this bookshelf out. And there's a room back behind
So far,
here.
I'm thinking this is not so much hidden archive material, but yeah.
Hey, if you're done reading, can you bring the light up here? I can't see through the door very well. And well, there's by door I mean bookshelf. There's the door behind the bookshelf. I'll be mad, but it's kind of funny that this is here. There's a secret door in the secret archives with the secret book that you can only read upside down, apparently.
It was never upside down.
I'm not bitter.
Yeah, it looks right side up. I'm just saying.
So, as you guys start to enter this room, there's a large desk that kind of takes up the southern portion of this room. And there's a gray robe corpse with this elaborate headdress sitting in an ornate chair, kind of hunched over some plates and bowls filled with like, chips of bones and insect husks. And even from the doorway, you can make out there's a pair of folded notes stabbed to the table with a star knife.
Now, on the subject of things upside down and backwards, I feel like this is not how this situation should probably be. I'm pretty sure this person was once breathing. And that's about as far as my memory goes. Guys, there's a corpse in here.
I just zoomed in a little bit on the map. It's like, that actually looks really cool on the map for your guys' view.
Yeah.
So is that outfit something we would recognize? Like, does she look like a priestess of something, or...
Give me a religion check. Oh,
Can I roll
Not
that as
that
well? See if I can recognize what I'm looking at here.
that one. Tabitha, you don't recognize it.
Hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, all you guys could do it if you want to.
Yeah, why not? Religion. Hey, I've got. You know.
Wow. Holy shit, you guys are wasting your dice rolls.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Except for Roger, maybe?
Damn!
The DC was 12.
Okay.
Alright.
So what I'm hearing is we all see it.
Well, except for me.
Everyone but Tabitha recognizes this.
Who's supposed to be, you know, like, I work with priests, but yeah,
Well,
I'm really just a PR guy.
you guys are going to recognize the headdress as the raiment of like a low-level or a low-ranking worshiper of Urgathoa.
Isn't it?
Urgathoa, let's see. Urgathoa is kind of like the primary deity or goddess that is worshipped in Geb. Among the edicts are become undead upon death, create or protect the undead, and sate your appetites. It's actually an anathema of Urgathoa to destroy undead or to sacrifice your own life. Urgathoa is very focused on disease, gluttony, and undeath. It's kind of the patron deity of the undead, for lack of better.
So wait, the god of gluttony, wouldn't that be Tabitha's god?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The uniform's changed since I joined, clearly.
Either that, or maybe like just Tabitha doesn't necessarily recognize the headdress,
Dust in her eyes.
or the fact that like
I'm looking at
Tabitha
something
might
else
not necessarily,
entirely.
yeah, like she deals with religion, but not specifically Urgathoa. You know, she's an oracle, not a cleric.
Fair.
Do we know what's going on with the plates? Like, are they related to?
Potentially. I mean, part of Urgathoa's thing is do not deny your
Like hunger,
don't deny your appetites.
appetites.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
So
I mean
when
is most appetites aren't for insects.
Maybe.
when
Just
Rook
looks-
recognizes what he's seeing, he's going to activate Read Aura on this figure.
Mhm.
Is there necromantic energy there?
There is. Let me see here. There is absolutely necromancy. Not on the figure, but rather kind of like the contents of the table, especially like the bowls and the husks and the bone chips.
Like they were attempting to cast a necromantic thing?
That's what you get. This lady looks like she was probably like the bank manager or something like that, or at least given the office. The office is nice enough. This is like a manager's office.
Rodolph is gonna slide over here and get on the chair to kind of get a better angle on what's on the table here. Can he discern what kind of magic is actually at play here beyond just the school here? Like, what exactly was happening or is happening?
Uh-oh.
I didn't see anything.
Rodolph, can you give me a will save, please?
Sure. I love those. I am excellent at those. This is a great roll. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't see. You rolled it privately.
Okay. I rolled an 18. Which is
okay.
a failure. I forgot I was still on self roll.
Well, so you're gonna kind of start looking over this stuff, and as you look over it, I need to do this. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Oh, failure. Perfect. So as you're kind of looking over this stuff, like the more you look at it, like those. When was the last time you ate? Those look like some pretty good insect husks. Like,
If I see him reaching to that stuff, I'm gonna run over to stop him.
and it's gonna be one of those like this is all as like part of that will save, and it's like one of those. Rodolph's gonna kind of reach down and scoop up just like a handful of like
Oh no! Don't
bone
do
shards and
that!
insects, and he's gonna start to like munch on it, and you're gonna take 12 points of damage of slashing.
Just gonna like scoop him if I can.
Full, yeah.
Like pat him on the back, just like try to, like a dog that kind of ate something it shouldn't, just like no, spit,
Yeah.
spit.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
Can you guys give me
Yeah.
initiative, please? Yeah, the creature takes 4d4 plus 4 slashing damage as it chews the jagged bones and husks. And everyone gets initiative.
Oh, that hurted. Yeah, that's about right.
Like how skeleton stuff in meat is generally just always fast.
This is a haunt.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Haunts, so remember I was mentioning traps? Traps come in at a couple of different levels. There's like mechanical traps, magical traps, and haunts. Haunts are like the biggest pain in the butt to deal with. You got a couple of options. Right up the gate, Roger, what do you want to do? You've got your obvious like physical, just break it to pieces, or at least try to.
Sorry, so
So
Roger
it's a
knows the
collection of
table's a
stuff
trap?
on the desk.
Kind of, yeah. Think of like a it's not one specific thing. Either religion or occultism. They've got different DCs.
I will go with the only one that I have a bonus in.
Light it on fire! Burn everything to the ground!
Here's girlfriend in the background.
No.
That is the correct response to the situation. Are we burning it to the ground?
Yeah,
Has
like,
she
can we
seen
do that?
Spider?
It is always an option. Fire is always an option.
I have no fire though.
Either way, 20 on the religion check.
Rodolph's pretty sure he has fire. Roger. So, you kind of look at this. Okay. This thing is a haunt. So basically, it's like possessed kind of thing. Like
Okay.
evil possession. You've got to be able to. With a 20, you're not trained in religion, so technically you're not even supposed to be able to roll this, but.
I'm not trained in either.
Oh, well. When dealing with a haunt, usually there's like sometimes you can deal with like a prayer or some type of communion and try to, I don't know, maybe appease it or something. Hard to say.
Okay.
I'd give you more details, but you're not trained.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like some skills with the training system we've got, like trained, expert, master, legendary. There's some skills that like they kind of they put like a gate. You have to be trained in order to be able to do this, or you simply or you have to be expert or whatever, or you just
It
can't.
makes sense.
Oh yeah,
It makes sense.
it's a way to give training more oomph.
Than just, me lucking and blundering my way through.
That way you don't have the barbarian that somehow magically knows something that the wizard doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, so was that one of my 3 actions?
I'll give you a free action on it.
Okay, cool. First thing I'm going to do is try and pick up Rodolph and move him away from the table of not so snacky snacks.
Reasonable, yes.
What's that as far as a check goes?
I'd say Rodolph's small enough or light enough that you could do it. It's essentially I guess give me an athletics. Just kind of like how much, just to kind of compare how much Rodolph is fighting you. You'll be able to pull him away from it regardless, but
My friend.
yeah,
I say friend, associate, my colleague.
your compatriot. 14. Yeah,
14. Just
we'll put Rodolph over here.
yeah, pretty much. Roger is just like picking up by the collar and just almost like throwing over the top of it. Just like nope.
I imagine we'll say like that damage probably carries over just a little bit as like he still's like
Stop it.
not enough to deal any extra damage, but like he's still chewing on the last bits of bug.
Graham, can you get those out of his mouth? It's not good for him.
So 1, 2 more.
Oh,
I need to check this too.
I wonder if that's gonna. Roger is going to move to here and try and yank the papers and the throwing star knife out of the table so we can get hold of them.
Let me see something here. I need to check a rule. Holy cow. Okay. Good to know. You said you're grabbing the star knife and stuff?
Yeah. Makes sense that the weapon, the fighter would go for the strange weapon and the paper documents it's pinning to the desk. So
kind of move Rodolph, step over or grab the knife out. Okay.
Yeah.
I put that knife in your inventory. We'll deal with that later.
Okay. Should I be concerned?
It's
That
an
probably
unusual
was a
star
great
knife.
idea, but you know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
an
concerned.
unusual star knife.
Okay. I would also like to take the documents that it was pinning to the desk.
Well, you don't have a chance to read them yet, but I'll throw them.
No, I just want to have them on me so I can.
It's Roger Tabitha.
It will be your turn next.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Can I use my deity of gluttony lore to see what if I might know what this ceremony was or whatever that she tried that resulted in the haunt?
You know what? Sure. Yeah. $23. Roger, down in the bottom next to the macro bar, there's a little folder button,
Ah, thank you.
and it should show up under basic actions. There's a thing in there. You can just drag that to your macro bar. 23. So you already know she's Urgathoa, or for Urgathoa, or whatever it is.
Now that I'm actually looking at the, you know.
It's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, makes sense. Rodolph was trying to devour the bugs and bones. You'll be able to start kind of like, okay, and thinking about Urgathoa. There's going to be almost like a prayer to Urgathoa that kind of comes to mind. And yeah, you're pretty sure, like, if you were to be able to say this prayer to kind of commune with the manager's spirit, you might be able to convince her to pass on disabling this haunt.
Okay. So
I'm assuming you would like to.
yes, I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay. Oh, it's a two-parter. Okay. You are trained in occultism. Good.
Yes.
That's going to be like a magical prayer. So you do have to kind of put some oomph into it. And you're trained in occultism, so go ahead and click on that.
Okay.
Ooh, 21. I'll let it go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 22. That's fine. Haunts are a big enough pain in the butt. I'm not going to worry about it. So, Tabitha's going to be able to kind of, okay, then this, and then thank you for the grub. Yeah. And
Literally, thank you for the grub.
Yes. And Tabitha will start kind of communing with the manager's spirit, with Teligmet's spirit. And you'll see as the spirit kind of like pulls back from, like, it almost like lifts itself up out of the table and back into the body. And then that body that was kind of slumped over is going to slump back into the chair. And you defeated this haunt.
Oh. Neat.
The way haunts work, they're a pain in the butt. Like, you've got to make very specific checks. If you don't know the exact way to disable it ahead of time, you've got to do very specific things. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
So
Even in the
is-
community, they're
is
like,
she dead, or is she?
well, she was dead before.
Yeah.
You have convinced her spirit to pass on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
Roger, holding the strange knife, just looks at it, looks at the party, looks back at the knife, looks at the party. Dibs.
Do I know anything about that knife?
That's up to Roger if he'll let anybody look at it.
He's holding it, just like looking at it, just
Roger?
being like, "Dibs."
Roger, given how this all went down, could I take a look at that?
You. Admittedly, I don't know much about your religion. Do you respect the law of dibs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then. There you go.
Dibs is universal. Well, except for certain chaotic evil, but we're all lawful evil here, right? So
More neutral, but I'm not chaotic. Here you go. Anyway, yeah, sure. Have a look.
I'll let you pick one, Tabitha. These all have the same DC. I'll tell you that much.
I think I'm gonna go with I'm not really trained in nature. Arcana and occultism are the same for me. You know what? Given the nature of this scene, I'm gonna go with
Not with
sorry,
an 8.
Roger.
It is higher than an 8.
I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hand it to Rodolph and say, I don't know. Can you make anything out of this?
Am I coherent right now?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you
like you still have your faculties. It was just like, man, that stuff looked really good.
Apparently, you're spitting blood and teeth, but
Oh yeah.
they aren't yours. Not the blood is.
You're spitting out blood and shards of shell and whatnot, but
Is anyone trying to patch him up while Tabitha's looking at this thing also? Just curious. He was like, yeah, sucks for you, man. Sorry.
well,
Can Rodolph treat
you know
himself?
what? I'll hand it to him and at the same time say, why don't you sit for a second and let me deal with that? And
Rodolph, you are not trained in medicine. You cannot treat your own wounds.
okay,
I think Tabitha and Roger can.
Roger's trained in medicine.
weirdly, I only get stabilize or stop bleeding. And
Oh,
that's
it's listed under exploration. For treat wounds.
Well, I apparently don't have those actions anymore.
Yeah, I don't have that
Go
anymore.
to game
Your treat wounds
settings.
and battle medicine.
Let me see here. Game settings. Where's it at? Configure settings.
Mhm.
PF2 workbench.
You have to workbench.
Skill actions position. Set that to either top or bottom, and then hit save.
Then close my sheet, reopen.
Okay.
And it'll probably reload your table. It should reload your table.
It is not. Apparently, the game is paused now.
There you go. Does it show up on your actions now, Roger?
No.
Hit F5.
Yeah.
Tabitha, did it show up for you?
I'm checking now. Yes.
Okay. If not, it also shows up on the basic action macros window thingy.
It does?
Not administer first aid.
Yeah,
Oh,
administer
sorry.
first aid is the one I'd want.
You want exploration all the way at the bottom. Treat wounds.
Exploration. Treat wound.
And in there, you can see the little script, or where that button in there says "treat wounds" in chat.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
You
I
did
just
not treat his
failed.
wounds,
I didn't
but
technically
you
fail,
didn't
though.
hurt him.
Sorry, Rodolph.
Would you like me to take a look?
Yeah,
Whilst you look at the
Roger,
knife?
maybe you should give this a shot.
Rodolph's not saying anything, but he is considering that every time she tries to help him like this, either nothing works or he's actively hurt by it. And
Yeah.
just filing that away.
Yeah, my guy, I'm gonna be honest. You have done your gums a boo boo that even I can't fix.
I am fine.
I cannot sew that.
You know what? Here, wait, hold on.
Please stop.
She pulls out from her inventory. Can he use the oil of unlife?
Rodolph cannot.
Oh, sorry. Oh
I
shoot.
assume that's a Roger
That was
thing.
me.
But yeah, anything on that knife?
Just a moment.
Rodolph, if you want to click on any of those. Magical things.
Yeah. And let's see. Would Discern Secrets bump this up by 1?
Let me double check. I think so.
Recall knowledge, secret sense motive. I guess this wouldn't exactly apply.
It'd be recall knowledge. Would it? Actually, let me see.
Although now that I think of it, oddity identification might play a factor here. I don't know if this has anything to do with the mental possession, prediction, or scrying traits. But if it does, I get a +2 circumstance bonus.
No, not that one. Oddity identification. This is not. It does not apply.
Okay. Alrighty, in that case, I will simply rule.
So you're gonna kind of take a look at this thing, right?
Mhm.
It is a star knife, because duh. This is a +1 star knife, +1 returning star knife. What that means is, think of kind of like you can throw a dagger. You can throw a star knife. It still has the throwing trait, throwing 20. This thing has returning, kind of like Thor's hammer. You throw this thing, you can bring it back.
Nice.
Does it require not attunement, but the Pathfinder equivalent?
Investment or investiture? It does not.
Okay. So Rodolph is going to kind of hold this in his hand here and just looking it over, feeling it out.
Oh, returning. When you make a thrown strike with this weapon, it flies back to your hand after the strike is complete. If your hands were full when the weapon returns, it falls to the ground in your space.
Okay. So he's going to turn and throw the knife at the shelf there. And then just kind of keep his hand held out and wait for it to come back.
Yep. And it does. It'll kind of... and it'll stick and kind of wobble for a second and it'll come back.
And he's going to hold the knife up to the others. This is a knife of fireballs. No. He will tell them what this is.
It is also agile. It has evocation magic with the returning. It is a finesse weapon, so you can use strength or dex. It is, I think, piercing normally, but it also has versatile slashing. And it has the deadly D6 trait, which, if I remember right, let's see. On a critical hit, this weapon adds damage die of the listed size. So you'll deal your D6 or whatever it is, double that, and then roll an extra D6 on top. And this is a +1, so it rolls, I think, 2d6? Increases if it has a great. Oh, it is not a greater striking, so it's just 1d6 extra. It has thrown 20, so you can throw it 20 feet, or in increments of 20. Every increment past the first, you take a -2 cumulative. So you could throw this thing like 100 feet and do so with a -4. -8.
Nice.
And it has the agile trait. So multiple attacks with this are 1 point better. So instead of a -5, it's -4. Instead of 10, it's -8.
Interesting.
And it's one-handed. And it's a martial weapon. And it technically has reload.
Oh, it's
Reload
a
0,
dash.
Yeah. That's a reload 0, because, I mean, it's a thrown weapon, but it also has returning, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Rodolph is going to hold it out to Roger, who initially had it, but yeah, whoever uses it. Rodolph doesn't have a dog in that fight.
Roger just picks it
Yeah,
up and goes,
that's not my goal.
cool. Gren, do you have a ranged weapon?
He just kind of shrugs. Ibs is understood.
Fun fact for Roger and for Nate. You can transfer weapon runes to other weapons.
Yeah.
You could transfer that returning to your scythe.
I'm aware.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? Whoosh.
Just two-handed.
Here's the thing. Roger has the strength to do that. It wouldn't go very far.
No, because the scythe is not a thrown weapon, so it's very much an improvised throw. Still.
Not with that attitude, it's not.
This star knife has the initials VQ engraved in the center of the handle, or on the center handle.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not asked because I currently don't have a ranged weapon, and this coming back would be convenient. But Gren, do you want it? I got the cool staff. I feel like me having 2 cool weapons is too much. I say staff, it's a scythe, but yeah.
You hit him with the other end, it's the staff.
Yeah.
Well, if you really don't want it, I'll take it for a
No,
balance.
I absolutely do want it, but
Really?
if I'm giving it up, I want it to be for a good reason.
It's like, I didn't offer to you!
In the nicest way possible, Tabitha, you are mostly ranged.
So is there runes? Oh yeah, those. So it's like a +1 and a returning.
Yes.
Or is there yeah, all right. Actually, it's good. You can roll with it. Gren's pretty okay with his chain. Plus he has
in
a
order
knife.
to transfer things like returning or things like that, you can move it to another +1, or you can take the +1 and move it to a different item. So that type of stuff. Your plus determines how many other types of runes you can put onto it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you need like the basic like +1 runes to put other runes. Gotcha. And +2 could have like 2 other runes.
Correct. You could either have 2 rune or like 2 basic runes, or you could have a more complex rune, that type of stuff. You could have a +3 returning star knife of icy fireball. I don't know, or of icy fire. And it deals, like, you can throw and it deals cold and fire and piercing and everything else. And, yeah, it gets pretty wild on stuff you can create. But yeah.
Gren, if you don't want it, I'm keeping it. I'm basically saying that because
It will be
for
good for
it,
you.
but also
I do not
appreciate
plan.
it.
I do not plan to be far from things that I need to kill very often.
I mean, plus you've got a dagger. You could throw that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Okay.
come back all fancy like, but
Roger just like throws it up into the ceiling and then lets it.
That's his version of a dagger. It looks like a ceremonial Chris, just that like curvy, wiggly one. It's like as uncomfortable of a weapon as possible. It's like, plus I have this to throw. And just puts it back up. It would be like a short sword for like a halfling. That's
now
his thing.
these two notes that were on here.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
Roger is just going to hand them straight to Rudolph and or Tabitha. Just like, here you go. This is the brainy ones.
Let me throw it on the party sheet. Make it easy.
Yeah.
There's a crisp written letter and an elaborately written letter. Sorry, I bit my tongue yesterday, so I'm a little. Blah, blah, blah.
Yesterday was just not a good day for this group of injuries, was it?
True. So there is the elaborately written letter. Whoever's opened up to read it, this letter is written in overly elaborate common. Like think like a pen and quill script or cursive kind of thing. Regretfully, though the church appreciates your devotion and the many services you've performed in the name of Geb and the Pallid Princess, your petition to join the celebrants is denied. The note is neither signed nor dated. The crisp written letter is written with like a very crisp, meticulous common. With the shuttering of Grey Dirge Bank, your position with the Tax Collectors Union is hereby terminated. Besides, I know you've been working with the celebrants for years, you traitorous filth. You probably orchestrated all this yourself. Remember, the tax collectors always come calling. Watch your back. VQ. This note is dated just over 2 years ago, on the day the bank closed. If anyone wants to read those, it is crisply written letter and elaborately written letter in the party book.
Would VQ ring a bell?
I was thinking, I couldn't remember if we've seen those initials on anything before coming to this bank.
Nothing comes to mind. Or nothing specific, or nothing you guys have seen.
Would we know of anybody public within the tax collectors with those initials?
Not that I can think of. No.
Okay.
That's one of those like no sense in having you guys roll checks that you can't do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rodolph.
Nor that it gives me information about, so you know.
Yeah. Rodolph's gonna root around in the desk and the shelves back here a little more to see if there's anything else of value.
On her corpse, you'll find a small silver key and that headdress. I mean, the headdress itself is considered broken, but even in that condition, you could sell it for 10 gold.
Okay. Rodolph will pocket both.
I'm checking that. I'm gonna check this door.
Not locked.
Oh crap. I was just waiting for a roll.
Let me check something here.
At first I was expecting like a little closet or something that I looked in there and I'm like, this seems like a room that might kill me.
Granny, you got to open that door. Like you said, it's not locked. You kind of push it open. You can just make out a pair of feet on the ground over here.
Over where? Oh, over here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I'm
And
just
then
gonna
immediately just...
take a step over to the group and like, by the way, I did not see what they belong to, but there are feet. Something is on the other side of this door.
Oh,
I
and not
closed the
standing,
door.
but like laying down, or like like their feet not. The feet are not in use. We'll say.
Oh, they're not attached to anything?
You couldn't see that far. You could just kind of make out the feet. I imagine, like, if you kind of like poked your head in a little bit, like they're still attached, but whoever they're attached to is basically laying down.
Okay. It should not be a problem. Prepare yourselves.
I have a knife, so I am prepared.
What's everyone else doing?
Oh, hello.
Hamster's here with Rodolph.
It's like following Gren.
Hey.
Rear.
Gren, what are you doing?
There. He's just gonna like hold up a hand and just stare at this thing, Travis.
Mm-hmm.
What am I seeing? Cause I'm seeing dark vision and all.
You're seeing that.
Okay. So just like,
So you kind of go.
other
You head
two
in.
stay back.
This guy's kind of standing there. And he's got that he is breathing. Like you can see kind of a motion of breathing, and it's a little raspy. And it's just kind of like that, just slow. But also in here, there's like you can make out there's a 10 by 10 slab of looks like some type of unadorned just metal embedded in the floor.
I am looking at the one we heard breathing. He is still doing so.
You can also make out now there's a corpse in a pool of dried blood just a few feet to the south there.
Right, about how dried? Is it
Not
still
that-
reddish, or is it like done the thing where it starts to turn like brownish after it's been in the air for a while?
I'd say it's turning black. It is darkening.
So yeah, this has been here a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I get eyes on this thing, between my own physical eyes and read aura, can I determine what nature of creature this is?
Give me a religion check. Actually, let me see first. You can't. Yeah, you cannot.
Okay, so I would not specifically recognize this as undead.
It definitely has the trappings of undead. Like you can see kind of that little bit of rotted flesh, that type of stuff. Whether or not it's specifically undead. Because Gab does tend to deal with necrotech style constructs.
Okay. Is it registering our presence at all?
I mean, it's kind of looking towards you guys, but it's not approaching. Tell you what, I'll let you make a religion check, Rodolph, and depending on how well you roll, I'll tell you. I won't necessarily give you the questions, but depending on how well you roll, I'll give you the information.
Okay.
Because this guy has like a ridiculous DC for specific checks. Jesus.
I see. Would I have the chance to cast Discern Secrets as I'm doing this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, so religion check. That's 1. Cha. Ah, balls.
9. Nope. Not a clue. Reasonable guess that it's undead, but specifically, you're not sure.
Yeah.
What? Burn it all to the ground!
You do have a wand of fireballs.
Yeah, Rodolph is going to very surreptitiously get that ready, but he is operating under the assumption that this is a creature that was conjured. And he will whisper as much to those nearby. So he is going to straighten his posture, and his demeanor is going to shift. Most of the time he walks around, he's confident in what he does, but he's also very kind of fade into the background.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's straightening up and kind of puffing his chest out, he is carrying himself differently, like someone who is used to wielding authority, someone who is used to being heated as, you know, a member of the upper echelon, somebody in a position of authority.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to clear his throat and address the creature. I'm a member of bank management. Explain your purpose here. And very specifically, he is making use of the feat Courtly Graces.
Give me... Oh, let's see. Personate. Pretend to be noble. Okay. Persuasive noble, deception. Let's see. Okay, what is impersonate then? There it is. It is in there.
I
you
imagine
do have,
in person.
Yeah, impersonate.
Yeah. Like, so I'm gonna roll society because that's what Courtly Graces allows me to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, howdy, here we go. Okay.
21. Okay. And this thing's going to kind of just tilt its head just slightly. You are not staff. Leave.
He's going to withdraw the safety deposit key, and he's going to brandish it like it's a badge. I have both reason and right to be here as a member of management. Stand down.
This guard has like essentially both of its eye sockets are empty, except on one eye has kind of like a gem jammed in there, and that gem's gonna kind of glow for a second, and you almost get the sense like it's focusing down on that key. Enter. And it'll kind of motion to the slab.
And he'll nod very curtly and motion for the others to walk with him as he goes to the slab.
So you guys all kind of go over and stand on the slab. And
I mean,
nothing happens.
huh.
Was this what he indicated when he said
just
enter?
He just kind of motioned to the slab. Enter.
The body that's below Rodolph there.
Mm-hmm. Very much dead.
Well, yeah. But does it appear from the clothing and stuff to be kind of a thief, like the person who was in the entryway?
Well, this clothing actually has colors, so it's. Let me see. It's got a cloak stitched over. This looks probably human. That this blood red cloak kind of stitched, and if you were kind of like nudge it or something like that, you might see like on it as you're walking by. You can make out there is an emblem stitched into it of a skeletal 3-fingered hand.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, it looks like the 3-fingered hand was here.
Rodolph will nod and then say, "Death and secrets."
And the guards just kind of look at you and not say anything. You get the sense like this slab that you're on is essentially almost like a locked door. You don't see any keyhole in it. Like kind of looking around at it. No sign
Why
of a
does it
keyhole.
smell like barbecued chicken in here?
The door
Are
that's
you keeping something from
down
me?
to the right of the body,
Like, it smells like
that
barbecue chicken.
appears to be the door to the teller's area, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in that teller's area, there weren't any other buttons other than that one that the hamster.
No.
Okay.
Rodolph is going to use discern secrets to try and find the access here, like whether it's mechanical or magical.
Magical.
Okay. I have a question about the things where the 3 dots are. What are those?
Like candelabras.
Oh, okay.
Torch spots.
Of more doors down here.
I mean, if there was one lever, there might be more.
Yeah.
Oh, but you just said it was magical, not physical.
This iron plate, like, now that you're here, Rodolph, it would be, let me think. Does it specifically say on here? would be. I'm trying to think of what it is. Enchantment. I think that's magic, right? Yeah, enchantment. If you want a clue, give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, let's see what we can get here.
Just a base intelligence.
Doing tricks.
I think I'm being incredibly dumb because I'm not finding the button to click here.
On your main character. Just a raw stat.
Yeah, I see the stat. I just don't.
Oh,
like,
it
the
doesn't.
thing is-
Okay. Let me see. Give me a magic check of some kind, then. Arcana. Yeah, just do like an Arcana.
Okay.
I have to. That's something I have to get used to. Like, it's not just a raw check. Everything is tied to a skill instead of a stat.
Oh shit.
I would like to hero point that.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Okay.
Hey!
But it's better.
It is better. Yes, it is better. Maybe it's one of those like you need to. It's like a hidden keyhole. Like you need to bring the key to it before the keyhole will show up, kind of thing.
Okay. Rodolph will kind of, with the hand that he's holding the key with, he'll kind of let that hand hang low as he makes a circuit around the slab, keeping an eye on whether or not, like, a keyhole magically appears as he draws near.
No.
And as you kind of bring it down, I imagine like using your like what was the aura check thing.
Mhm.
As you bring the key closer to the slab, that sense of magic does get stronger. Like the closer you get the key, really anywhere to that slab.
Okay, so he'll kind of kneel down and tap the key against the slab.
And as you do that, ping, and that you'll hear almost like a harmonic hum kind of through that slab. And over the course of a few seconds, that slab is going to start to pull back and rotate out of the way. And there's a flight of stairs that heads down.
Okay. Rodolph will proceed
I need to
down
be
the
safe.
stairs, not even giving the sentinel the time of day. Like this is Tuesday to him.
We have a key. We must be okay.
We'll bring you into the next map. Oh, that body. Let me see. You guys saw the cloak on it and everything. So you just kind of like saw it and walked by.
Oh yeah, I was gonna basically loot him.
Oh, okay.
Got distracted with the opening.
Yeah, that's fine. Gren, you will find a couple of things on him.
Oh,
You're gonna find. Let's see. What is this? An unusual chemical bomb of some kind.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. And an unusual liquid.
anyone here know alchemy?
Not in this group, I don't think.
Identifying these is crafting checks.
Yeah, I'm good at those.
I'm gonna hand those to Rodolph with my +0.
Be careful with that one. It's stuck over here.
So yeah, Rodolph will kind of halt on the steps here and look these over.
In part out, so it's just stuck around the.
And hope that he doesn't blow himself up.
Yep.
But it's also bending around this one. Thank you. So you'll just need to do it.
Which one did you? Oh, you checked them both. Okay.
Yes.
We have. Well, Gren has a dark vision elixir, lesser. After drinking this elixir, your sight becomes sharper in darkness. You gain dark vision for 10 minutes. And the alchemical bomb is an acid flask, moderate. Range increment 20. Flask filled with corrosive acid deals 1 damage on impact, plus 2d6 persistent acid damage, and 2 acid splash damage. And it has a +1 item bonus to attack rolls.
Sick. Rodolph divulges all of that.
See, now Gren has a ranged weapon.
Hey,
Bomb.
my eyes work fine in the dark, but he's just gonna grab the acid flask and look at it. He's not gonna smile because it might not be possible, but he's just gonna. I like this. I will use it. Just kind of stashes it somewhere. God, it's like Lurch and Drax combined.
If Gren doesn't take the elixir, then Rodolph is going to hand it over to Roger.
Roger
Makes
looks
sense.
at it.
Gives you full dark vision for 10 minutes.
He's going to look at the vial of liquid that must be consumed.
Mhm.
Look back at his party member, who is quickened. Look back at the vial. I can't drink this.
Can't you?
Pretty sure we discussed this last session because I couldn't drink a healing potion.
That was because you were sickened.
I thought that was because I was dead.
No, it's because you were sick.
Ah.
You could just pour stuff into your fake, like your fake stomach, or use it like eye drops for your skull.
I was under the impression I couldn't consume edible consumables.
No, yeah, you still can.
Oh.
Non-magical stuff, you don't get the same benefit. Like, you don't get the benefit from eating food. You, like, put bones into yourself. But yeah. Yeah, Roger, so long as you're not sickened, as long as you don't have the sickened condition. Sickened condition is nasty, because you get, like, a -1 to a bunch of stuff, and you cannot drink potions.
I could have sworn I just couldn't because I was undead. Oh well.
Nope.
God, for your little eye flame, this imagine you do little eye drops in your flames. They just kind of flicker green for a bit.
I was going to say swap from blue to green and just emit a light beam.
Mm-hmm.
I can suddenly see an infrared.
Just a little bit of phosphorus sprinkles.
Okay, in which case, never mind. He'll just say, cheers. Sure no one else wants this, because I feel like this...
Might come in handy.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of stuff from this place, and I kind of feel...
We could all see in the dark.
You're also in front of me.
Batteries. Pockets it. I can't argue that logic.
True. Also, as a fighter, you get the most benefit out of weapons. Ooh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like, what am I going to do with a weapon?
Stabbing.
Like, Roger, any attack that Tabitha makes, like, if she's got the same stat dex as you, you still have a +6 on top of any martial weapon you swing.
Yeah. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
No,
Fighters.
it's not
Feels
bad.
bad. Nate is hyped to have this stuff and knows that the players he's playing with are pretty chill about it. Roger doesn't.
Oh yeah. No, you were like the heavily armed, like, yeah, arsenal kind of, like, as a
I'm the
fighter.
guy from Sinbad when they go to the
Yeah.
court and he's just like bang, bang, gun, gun, crossbow, sword, sword, knife, knife, flail.
God,
Mhm.
or hell, like D&D movie where Holga just grabs literally anything that happens to be in the room and starts beating someone's ass with it.
Eventually,
So-
the spell slot guys are going to run out of slots, and then they're going to have to resort to stabbing.
Closing out the session. You guys will get down these stairs. Rodolph is also no longer immune to treat wounds. So if one of you wanted to try again, you could.
Please no.
Let me see them pearly whites.
For it.
Well, I mean, honestly, like, treat wounds is the most efficient way to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
Okay, I promise I'll try better this time.
Oh yeah. Now with the bard, there's no actual healing, magical healing for you.
Mm-hmm. Hey! I saw lots of stuff. That's gonna be good, right?
Oh shit.
Blood for the blood, blood, blood.
He healed! Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'm just imagining Rodolph being held down after Roger says, "Let me see them pearly whites," and it's just the two of them working on him while he's kicking his feet.
Just hold still. Hold still.
And then suddenly
There,
all but
feel
pain
better.
stopped. See? Yeah. See, there was a bit of tooth, and it wasn't your tooth.
I was supposed to be there. I'm fine.
Pretty sure that's a human finger bone. Or at least humanoid.
I'm supposed to have those.
I'm pretty sure you're not in your mouth.
I don't judge you on the configuration of your body parts. Don't judge me on mine.
I don't think this is yours. That's the point.
So, kind of
How
closing
much
out.
of that's yours?
Closing out the session. You guys will get down to the bottom of the spiral staircase. It'll go down a fair bit, like at least a good story and a half, 2 stories. Leads down to this 20-foot square chamber. There's a single iron door standing on the southern wall, or southern end of the east wall. Over here. It looks like there's a viewing slot in the door, but it's locked. Looks like it's locked from the other side.
Rodolph,
Yeah, go ahead.
Rodolph is going to walk up to the door and just very carefully hold the hamster up to peer through the viewing slot.
The other side of this room. There's a corpse of a human in a dark cloak lying in a pool. Looks like dried blood in the north corner. There's mangled scraps of metal kind of dangling from the ceiling. And a broken blade at its end. And by that, I mean like immediately on the side of this door. Basically like right here. Looks like it was a trap that was triggered or something.
Okay. Rodolph tucks the hamster back on his person. Looks like another of the 3-fingered hand set off a trap. Can't discern much more than that. But Rodolph will get out of the way. If anyone with dark vision wants to try and get a better look, feel free. Otherwise, I'll step back and open the door.
Well, I have a torch that I can.
Oh yeah, it doesn't show the torch on there anymore.
with more light, do we see anything else?
I don't know. Rodolph only saw it because he was sticking the hamster through. Hold the torch up to the door. There's still a door in the way.
Yeah, okay. I had missed that he used the hamster. Well, I'm not opening the door. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, so Rodolph will mage hand the door open.
Hey, push the door open, and it looks like the remnants of one of those sickle traps. Looks like that body. The cause of death is pretty obvious. That sickle blade trap. Looks like this one was built in the ceiling just above the door. Yeah, if you guys step through, you'll see it cut her almost in half.
Damn.
To bits.
That knocked her a ways away.
Oh, yeah. Just... Yep.
There's a mechanized voice shouting 4. Rodolph will walk over there and flip the lever.
Okay.
Although I suppose that wouldn't really matter since the trap is straight up broken.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, like you'll hear as those things try to like engage to restrain it, and that's it. There's nothing for it to restrain.
Yeah, thanks for breaking the trap.
Coming across, we get into the big open area. You got that corpse. There's another door with one of those locking sliding viewing ports, and a hallway that kind of tees off to your south. But before we get too much further in here, I think it's a good spot to stop. Now you guys got a couple of rooms in. You got some choices. We're in the actual vault of the bank.
Dun, dun,
Or at least
dun.
the vault level. Now, stuff gets wild down here.
Good thing the only damage you've taken so far was Rodolph in a trap again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff down here gets wild. Just, yeah.
Okie dokie.